Emerging design is a very important part of WantedDesign. It has been our mission since the beginning to promote designers, help them find a platform and be there as a connector so they can really interact with the industry, get feedback on their work and get out there.
For a number of years now, American Standard has really invested in design, and so we have been supporting Launchpad and WantedDesign because we see a lot of synergies between what they are doing and what we believe in. And for us, it's very important to identify what are the new emerging talents, but also identify the trends in the industry. And there's no better way to do that than to actually participate in these kind of events.
Hi, my name is Lauren Goodman.
My name is Sunny King.
I'm a designer originally from Toronto, Canada.
My studio is Tomo Bloom.
My name is Echo Zhang.
And I originally come from South Korea.
I'm from Mexico, Aguascalientes.
I'm originally from Huzhou, China.
The Launchpad program, which is presented with Design Milk and American Standard this year, is the platform for international designers, independent designers, to present prototypes. They want to meet manufacturers, they want to get feedback from editors, curators. It's not just about the product they're going to show, but it's really about the interaction they're going to get a chance to have here.
Today, as a part of Launchpad for WantedDesign Manhattan, I'm showing my project, the Providence Project. It was a project that I developed in the city of Providence entirely from scrap, salvaged, and discarded material that I gleaned and harvested from the city. So I named the project after the city itself. Instead of designing in a more traditional way where I create something in CAD or drawing and then I go out and I pull the materials I need to render that piece, I go out and I am more of a forager. I sort of look to my surroundings, I learn about the environment with which I am working in, so that includes land history, indigenous stewardship, labor history, and try to use that to influence the form, the design, the color choices of what I'm using, and I exclusively use items that I find from that environment.
Nayuk means the origin of a dream. It's a Mayan word, and the brand is mainly based in sustainable products, Mexican tradition and Mexican customs.
We are pulverizing all the construction waste of the rubble. So we create a mixing, so that's the base of all our products. This is our first collection, actually.
I really love to explore the surface, and it's because the surface is the uppermost layer that people can connect, also they see. So I feel like that's the kind of the connection point between the object and also the people. A lot of lights and furnitures are out there already, and I feel like as a young generation, maybe I can show a little different angle of the object, not as really just functional. It could be also like stimulate people's mind.
At Launchpad, I am showing my newly made product, a Revolve, which is a decorative wall light. When you're in school, you're only getting feedback from your peer students and instructors, but now I can get feedback from other design experts from the lighting industry, as well as such as retail, and then which gave me more realistic and constructive areas of feedback to improve on. And I also want to get more input from the experts and to see how I can make this light better in terms of design for manufacturing and design for the market.
So today I'm launching my new collection, Sonia and Renee. It's a collection of falsy fabrics and wall tiles. I was trying to shift my two-dimensional pattern work into three-dimensional pattern works, and that results in the wall tiles. So being a part of Launchpad is an amazing opportunity. It's a great exposure. It's the first time that I'm showing my work at that scale. I'm hoping to get to know interior designers and architects that I can collaborate in the future, creating joyful spaces. I've been only dreaming of coming here and doing what I do, and having that support from the jury, it's an amazing experience.
Part of promoting emerging design at WantedDesign, we are hosting live this year Emerging Designer Showcase, a new program that we launched last spring with Clever Podcast.
Man, it is so delicious to be here with all of you in person. But mostly I'm just really excited that we have the opportunity to present to you today to show off these profoundly talented designers. And I hope you're ready to be inspired. We're trying to have fun with this. We have 5 emerging design studios who are presenting today. They will each have exactly 4 minutes to present and tell us the most compelling details about it.
I'm really craving an unpredictability that makes space feel alive, like the crest of a wave right before it breaks, or the moment when you jump into a puddle. And so I've created a system of glass networks that I assemble by hand. That's the result of multiple rounds of prototyping. It's called the Row Collection, inspired by the fish eggs that it resembles.
In an effort to scale this for production or mass production,
Yeah.
how do you do that, given that it's such a handmade and delicate process that's very individualized?
The shimmering light on the water and through leaves are very poetic, and that movement needs to be brought into the light fixtures as well, I think.
There was always this predominance of Eurocentrism in the design world, which sort of often diluted Eastern influences in design, which I noticed, and that was something that I really wanted to look at going forward in terms of my design practice. So with Primal Forms, I really wanted to take on a more of a pluralistic approach to design. The idea was to create experiential furniture, a non-prescriptive design language that was fluid in nature and interpretation. I didn't want to dictate how to use the furniture piece, and I wanted to leave it open to the user to decide how to experience that piece of furniture. So it has a lot of sculptural quality to it.
I like the story, the narrative. I like the fact that you're exploring more traditional, early ancestral techniques and forms, and I love the simplicity of it. It's not like overthought.
That's what I don't like about it. But now that I know the story behind it, why water it down?
But it still expresses the ideas very, very clearly.
I wanted to create alternative environment when the space itself is limited. Revolve is a decorative wall light. The color changes real time with the change of the position of the LED light source. So every time you look at the light, you always see it anew.
There is something that it's also belong to the digital world that can be controlling that object.
You can actually just sense the time. I think it was very, very poetic and was very interesting.
In Mexico, we produce more than 25,000 tons per day of construction waste. But it's not really waste. That is material that we need to use for produce new things.
The construction industry is one of the biggest contributors of carbon emission in the world today. So to see that effort was very encouraging. The ceramic manufacturing process does not have 100% yield, so there is a reject, there is a waste that results from it. So maybe you should talk to us for reusing some of that material.
And that's what this is all about.
So we just finished the Emerging Designer Showcase, and I had a lot of fun. I think everybody had a lot of fun. The emerging designers did such a fantastic job presenting their work. You could see exactly the heart and intention and thought process that went into their work through their presentation. And then our pros, we had really fascinating pros who had great dialogue about the work. And so there was all this back and forth, really engaging feedback that I think helped the audience also connect with the work in a more meaningful way. So for me, the whole thing just feels exciting to see what the young designers are doing, but then also really fun to participate in a show of that kind of format.
I'm actually super excited about what the new wave of designers are presenting, and the whole conversation that we have with them, and the opportunity that we have to listen to them, and they just in a very sweet way. They just present their process and their way of thinking. For me, it's super exciting because I can feel that change is coming and that we are being part of it.
When we look for young designers, the qualities we are looking for, really, creativity, obviously, but I think an holistic understanding of what they are doing. It's not purely about the shape of a product, not sometimes purely about the function of the product. It's also about the impact that it has on people, on the environment, on economy. So another thing which I think is very important for young emerging designers is the idea of empathy. And a lot of what drives our work at LIXIL Global Design is really to truly understand, or again, holistically, our users. And that's something that guides every single thing we do.